the shots. Passion is all but lost. Find it, don't hide it. Happiness never seen when you're lost in your routine. Trained by it, deny it. Don't be ashamed, you've come a long way. Got it up, give it all. Got it up, give it all. Don't be afraid, scream out your name. Got it up, give it all. Got it up, give it all. This can't be all there is. Apathy has set in. Fight it, deny it. Memories that suit you when you lose your future and your plans are dead. Inside you're burning, always burning. You know there's something left. Find it, don't hide it. Don't be ashamed, you've come a long way. Got it up, give it all. Got it up, give it all. Don't be
There we go. Now you can hear me. So, today we're doing VIPs first. All good, all good. Yeah, I forgot. So, what I was saying is, I spent like the last 15 minutes trying to figure out why I couldn't hear myself. Funny enough, you guys couldn't hear me, but I just had the mute button pressed. And so, yeah, one second. I'm waiting on everybody else to catch up. You still can't hear me? One second. There's a big delay, so I'm just waiting to see. Somebody say you can hear me. Now nobody's saying anything, so I can hear. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you guys are like 30 to 45 seconds behind me. And so as soon as I hit the mute button, I got about 30 or 40 more. We can't hear you, and so I just have to wait it out. And so, yeah. Anyway, I was saying that I was dealing with a sound issue, and I spent like 15 minutes trying to troubleshoot, and then eventually I just restarted the computer and it worked. So sometimes that's all you gotta do. Anyway, yeah, now everybody's saying, I can hear. They're not trolling, they're just late. Everybody, there's too much of a lag here. Yeah, something we got to figure out later. Anyway, yeah, we're doing VIPs first today. It's going to be like that from now on. VIPs get priority. The reason is because halfway through, I'm usually tired. My best advice goes first, and so they pay to be here. So I think it's only fair to give them my best attention first, and then there's 11 here. And then afterwards, we get into everybody's reviews, okay? And I'm just gonna try to get through a ton of them today because it's a new thing to try out. So, is what it is. If you want guaranteed live reviews, then you can join VIP at attentionos.pro. That's we combined all of our tools together. My 3D Masterclass, all the hook tools, all the VIP perks. It's all together in one thing now. That's all we do. That's it. So go to attentionos.pro and you can get access to all the shit, okay? All right, first up is on the VIP list, we've got Ruby. Ruby. Let me turn off the spinner here. And the first one, here we go.
German courts have declared Google is liable for what their AI search summaries say. Oh no, we are just making other people's content findable. The summary is copyright infringement then. No, no, no. AI transforms the data. It is completely new information. Then you are responsible for what you say. But users can fact check the information themselves? Yeah, that's not how liability works. Oh, German courts have.
Sorry, I forgot what I was supposed to do. I was more interested in the topic, which is a good thing.
German
So,
courts have declared Google is liable.
yeah, Germany doesn't fuck around. I lived there for like 3 years, and they really, really care about their citizens. It's definitely a different feeling. Not saying anything bad about. It's just like the healthcare was different. But like, even things that were like some things went too far too. Like you couldn't like break out your camera because people were like very sensitive. Well, in the place that I lived about like privacy, and so if you take a picture, like you'll get in trouble if anybody happens to be in that picture, even if it wasn't of them. It's a very different situation over there. But yeah, Germany doesn't fuck around when it comes to laws like this. I mean, Europe doesn't in general, but this is a big case. So this start here. First, let me go through it again just to get a feel of like basically what I'm doing, and all of you should be like practicing this. Is I'm going into it like an idiot. So I want to watch it as a dude from the movie Idiocracy, where I just like, if you say something that doesn't resonate or I can't understand it, then it's a problem. Okay. Because we try to aim for like the fourth grade understanding comprehension level. So let's take a look.
German courts have declared Google is liable for what their AI search summary.
And by the way, I know I'm aiming way too low for this type of topic, but when you aim low, you kind of meet in the middle, and then it does super well.
German courts have declared Google is liable for what their AI search summaries say. Oh no, we are just making other people's content findable.
Sorry, this topic is so interesting. So they aren't liable elsewhere? Like it's their AI, right? I mean, that's just crazy that it's...
The summary is copyright infringement then. No, no, no. AI transforms the data. It is completely new information. Then you are responsible for what you say. But users can fact check the information themselves?
That cannot be their argument. Really? They're like, oh, well, we reword it so it's transformative, but it's the same thing. But that is so weird. This is a very like unprecedented time in our like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's not how liability works. Oh, German.
Oh, okay. I don't really know how to simplify this anymore. Really, because the topic at hand is kind of like, I don't know how you simplify it, right? Because it's a deep topic, and there's too much nuance. Okay.
German courts have declared Google is liable for what their AI search summaries say. Oh no, we are just making other people's content findable.
I guess the only thing that I could think to do is to show like a search summary, like to show what you're talking about. I mean, I know that doesn't quite fit into the skit format typically. There's like a way that I imagine it where it like kind of pops up from the bottom, but the top has a feather to it, so it just kind of like you kind of show what it looks like. So let's just do Google AI summary and just see what kind of image pops up. Oh, that's what I would do. I would do an image of this right here, the AI overview. And so I guess this is going to look like crap, but just so you know what I'm talking about. Like I would pop that up right where you're talking about it. Right.
The summary is copyright infringement then. No, no, no. AI transform.
But I would probably do it from a mobile standpoint because not everybody is used to desktop. But let's see what AI overview. Yeah, it kind of looks the exact same way. Okay, so yeah, I would pop up something like this, but it would fit on the bottom, and so just like an arrow or something like that. Like, really, I'm just trying to see how could you convey the idea just a little bit more. To be honest, it doesn't need a whole lot done to it, though. I'm just trying to be picky because this is already really, really good.
German courts have declared Google is liable for what their AI search summaries say. Oh no, we are just making other people's content findable. The summaries copyright infringement then. No, no, no.
Yeah, I guess I don't. The only thing I could think to do is like Germany just said Google's AI overview Google is liable for what the AI overview says. Like, you could say Germany just said, but you say German courts have declared, which is just like a little more fancy way of putting it. And though technically correct, both are like simplifying that type of concept is something that I would have done naturally in this circumstance. German courts have declared. Germany just said Google is liable for what its AI overviews say. You say search summary. Because it says AI overview on the little icon, that's probably what I would use instead. When you say search summary, you might alienate half the people that don't understand what that means, right? AI search summary and AI overview are the same thing, but when you take a little picture and show it, it doesn't say search summary, so.
Declared.
I always just try to connect the idea to what people are used to seeing, right?
Google is liable for what their AI search summaries say. Oh.
And then if there was a way at the beginning to show like Google in trouble or something along those lines, like visually show it. I don't know how, but
Have declared Google is liable for what they.
So if you search Germany, Google AI overview. I'm just curious what pictures show up. Okay, nothing crazy. So there's probably not a way to visually show what I was thinking. But this is a cool little picture. Yeah, that is the kind of icon that I would have shown. Yeah, anyway, I don't really know how else to improve it. It is already really, really good. Let me take a look at your question. I started making these sketches last week, enjoying them a lot, trying to simplify them for a broader audience rather than aiming for tech people. It's smart what you're doing, but this is really... Sometimes I wonder if people care if they don't hear like something that applies to them immediately. Like Germany says, well, I'm not a German, so swipe. You know, like I feel like some people are just like that, where they need to see themselves in the content, and if it's a little too deep, they'll swipe. But maybe those aren't the people you're trying to go for anyway. I can't tell if it's simple enough. Honestly, it's German news, but it's world news, right? We all know it's world news, but some people might think it's just German stuff, and so if it's not relevant to them, they'll swipe. That's like the only downfall here, and really it just comes down to topic. So what you did, I think, is totally fine. Just give it another go at another topic, and let's see how it does, because it is good. It is really good. I mean, how'd it do? 78,000. Yeah, okay, it's good. So sometimes I really try to dig in and see what I can pull out, but sometimes it's just good, and you gotta accept it. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next person.
Japonese udon.
Whoa, that was loud. Maybe raise the volume on your content, Ruby.
Potato chips flavor. Let's taste it.
Okay.
Japanese udon potato chips flavor. Let's taste it. The base flavor. The magic dust. The garnish. Instant udon potato chips consommé punch flavor. Itadakimasu. That's really good. But how does it compare to the real deal? This is one of the best instant udon I ever ate.
When did you submit this? Okay, so we just did coaching, me and this guy. And so I said keep it under 30 seconds. And this one gives you a really good reason why. Okay, first of all, let me just say all the stuff we talked about, you pretty much did. Like, this is fucking awesome. This is the best piece of content I've seen come from you because it really stuck to the point. Is it good? Is it not? Right? And so there wasn't a whole lot of Japanese meme, manga, like memes and thrown in, and it doesn't interrupt the point of the video. My only critique here is to remove half the shit you show. All of it. Like, all of the like every other shot you shoot, get rid of it. There were so many little things like, okay, you cut it open, and then you peel it, and then you peel it again, and you grab the thing, and then later you empty it, but then you peel it, and like there were like, for every action, you separated it into like 3 different actions to show on camera, which visually is cool and works a lot for vlogs and long forms. But just like, if you remove half the shit you show, because does it need to be there to get the point across? No, it does not, right? So move half the shots or remove half the shots, it'll get you down to 30 seconds. And that's what I was talking about when I said you still have a lot of fluff, and that's it. I mean, the whole point here is you get it across, you do well. It's just there's extra stuff. People aren't patient enough to deal with how artistic you are, right? That's just kind of how it is. It's I know, like, you edit it to your taste, no pun intended, and that's great, but editing it to the world's patience is a whole different animal, especially when it comes to short attention spans. So when we first start, I get alienated because I don't know what udon is, but that could just be a me thing. If that doesn't connect to everybody here, like if you guys don't know what it is, just say I don't know, okay? Because I need to know if he should say noodles instead. Like, everybody knows what noodles are, and so it makes an American understand easy. But udon might be one of those things that I'm just an idiot about, okay? Japanese, because if you said Japanese potato chip flavored noodles, you started out that way, then I'm like, okay, I get it. Just like we said the thing about the burger, like chip flavored noodles is, I totally understand it. I don't know what udon is. Say noodles. Udon is noodles. I know that. Yeah, I know that now. I don't know. Okay, so just so you know, udon's just noodles, I think. Yeah, we get it now. Okay, so a lot of people are saying they don't know here. So just keep that in mind depending on the audience you're going for. If you want worldwide, you might need to simplify that a little bit more. Like, everybody has potato chips and they know what those are called. Everybody has noodles. But if there's like a special word for noodles, then that might not resonate with everybody. I think everybody understands what ramen is, but yeah. So that might not be something. That's something that you get an opinion from somebody else, and then you're like, oh, okay, I guess not everybody knows what that is. So yeah, I mean, I know what sushi is, but I don't know what any type of sushi is. I don't know. I wouldn't know, right? So if that's even a thing.
Udon potato chips flavor? Let's taste it.
Okay, so removing the knife is fine. Cutting is fine. Peeling, peel. You don't have to remove. You're filming every single packet, right? And so you're taking us through a step-by-step, and it's aesthetically tasteful, but it's just, keep in mind, people want to get to the point at like 15 seconds. You should be eating at 15 seconds, right? And then the chips should be dropping in at like 22, 23 seconds. And then by 29 seconds, you give your review and that's it. Okay, that's what I would do. It's going to be tough. It's tough if you're, I mean, you made huge strides just now from what you were doing to now. Like, you kept it on point, and that was goal number 1.
In most building games, once you finish building, that's it. It just sits there. Maybe take a screenshot and then you're done. Salvation Denied flips that. Finishing the build isn't the end, because when a meteor shower rolls in and starts tearing your structure apart piece by piece in real time, then you're not admiring your build. You're scrambling to save it, reinforcing weak spots and holding the whole thing together with your team while it comes down around you. The building was just the setup. Surviving it is the game. Subscribe if you think I sound Danish. In most building games. Once you finish building,
Okay, so I know that this did really well for you. For this format, did really well. For this one, nope. Hold on.
most design games never let you walk inside of what you build.
Okay, interesting. Makes me think, oh, really? Okay, well, I mean, I wonder what that would be like. And so this one, most building games, is that what you said?
In most building games, once you finish building, that's it. It just sits there.
Okay, so, man, maybe I just don't know many games, but like, is that a common issue or a common complaint, you know? Like, is that something that a lot of people are like, yeah? Because that's the first one. I mean, the first one kind of feels that way, right? It's like, okay, bring up a good point. I would like to see it. Like, if you said, most theme park games don't let you ride the roller coasters. Like, that's huge. Like, that's even better than the... I mean, they do. But, like, that's the thing. That's a in-demand idea, right? They're like, oh, man, I wish I could. So, most building games...
Once you finish building, that's it. It
Once you finish building, that's it.
just sits there. Maybe take a screenshot and then you're done.
Okay, so yeah, my point is, do people care about that? Is that like something that people want more from that? I don't know what a building game is, but like, I don't know.
Salvation Denied flips that. Finishing the build isn't the end, because
Basically, I'm saying if you want to do this format, you might want to focus on something that people like a game has to be really innovative for that format to work, right? That's basically it. It's a great format. So it really comes down to the game and finding the correct feature that really blows people's minds. It's the best feature. It's the thing that makes the game stand out. And so this defending the building is the best feature in this game. Maybe not. Maybe you might need to dig a little deeper. Most cowboy games won't let you kick little kids into the lake. That's fucking awesome.
when a meteor shower rolls in and starts tearing your structure apart piece by piece in real time, then you're not admiring your build. You're scrambling to save it.
So this kind of, I mean, I guess, yeah, my point still stands that you kind of want to focus on a feature that's specific to this game. This, like any sim game, like SimCity game, you have to defend your city from shit too. Like,
Holding the
aren't tower defense games kind of the same thing?
was just the setup. Surviving it is the game. Subscribe if you
So, yeah, really it's just about making sure the features are in demand if you want to use that that hook. How do you like my CTA for this one? And how's the short overall? Well, okay, I went over the short, but the call to action, I don't know.
was just the setup. Surviving it is the game. Subscribe if you think I sound Danish.
I don't. It sounds like an inside joke that I'm not a part of. So maybe it's something that you guys were talking about in VIP. So I don't know. It sounds like an inside joke. Also, I don't really know.
Subscribe if you think I sound Danish.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if that's gonna pull a whole lot. Like that kind of CTA makes me think it's a engagement bait, but for comments. And you said subscribe. I don't know. I think you. I don't really. I could leave it honestly. If you cut it out, that's just less of a retention drop at the end for YouTube to be like, okay, well, you know, people aren't dropping off at the end. But yeah, just keep it in mind. I don't understand it personally. Which I feel bad. Like, I mean, that seems like an idea that you'd be excited about, or somebody like you guys would be talking about it, and I'm just not privy to it. But coming in as like a brand new viewer, I'm like, what the fuck was that about, right? Also, I couldn't tell you what dings sound like in my head. Okay. Next one here.
The US just did something at the World Cup they hadn't done in almost.
Okay. So, first, I'm reading the USA, and you're saying the US, and then I'm thinking you're going to say just made history.
The US just did something at the World.
But you don't. And so that just created a point of friction for me. I'm like, wait, he's not reading what I'm reading. So what's the deal? You're showing a text hook that is, first of all, it's like so similar to what you're saying that it gets confused with the subtitles. So if you didn't have the text hook, like I'd get rid of the text hook if you're gonna immediately start talking like that.
The US just did something at the World Cup they hadn't done in almost 100 years.
You say 100, but 1930 pops up, and so I don't know what to read and what to comprehend. It's very difficult.
In almost 100 years. So yesterday, the USA kicked off their home World Cup with a big 4-1 win over Paraguay. And on the surface, that's not exactly shocking. But here's the thing that actually made history. You see those 4 goals? It was the first time in the entire history of the team that the US men had ever scored 4 in a single World Cup game. Like ever. The old record was just 3 goals. And it had stood all the way back since 1930.
Okay, so they broke a record for the first time since 1930. Okay, so that's like the big point. So,
US just did something at the World Cup they hadn't done in almost 100 years.
okay, it's a solid hook. Honestly, it's all the stuff that I pointed out earlier that's distracting me from how powerful it is. Almost 100 years.
US just did something at the World Cup they hadn't done in
The US just did something they hadn't done since 1930. Would be the way I'd go, because it's so fast and people are like, whoa, it's been that long, right? And then you could say the 100-year line later, right? Or the next for the past 100 years, like that's how you could start the next one, the next sentence. And so that's the way I would do it.
The US just did something at the World Cup they hadn't done in almost 100 years. So yesterday, the USA kicked off their home World Cup with a big 4-1 win over Paraguay. And on the surface, that's not exactly shocking. But here's the thing that actually made history. You see those 4 goals?
Yeah, to be honest, I think the rest is okay. At some point, I start to lose attention. But had your hook gotten me in the start, I think it would have been better. So, like, all the things that I said would have improved the situation. Like, honestly, you didn't even need a text hook. Yeah, the U.S. just did something they hadn't done since 1930. For the past 100 years, blah, 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 blah. That's how I would go.
So
And then,
yesterday, the USA kicked off their home World Cup with a big 4-1 win over Paraguay. And
okay,
on the surface, that's not exactly shocking. But here's the thing that actually made history.
I like it.
You see those 4 goals? It was the first time in the entire
I would probably circle the 4, just right there. Because, like, when I first started, I was looking up here. I'm not used to the logo. And so I thought that had something to do with what you were talking about. I don't know why. I mean, I can clearly see what it is now. But, yeah. Show me what you want me to be looking at.
entire history of the team that the US men had ever scored 4 in a
And when you do that, you get a little bit of, like, it kind of hooks, brings in some engagement, because they're like, okay, yeah. It does the same thing that subtitles do. People read when they listen. And so if you point out something and you circle it at the same time, it's like double attention.
single World Cup game. Like ever, the old record was just 3 goals. History of the team that the US men had ever scored 4 in a single World Cup game. Entire history of the team that the US men had ever scored 4 in a single. You
Sorry.
see those 4 goals? It was the first time in the entire history of the team that the US men had ever scored 4 in a single World Cup game. Like ever, the old
Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the short then, right? Because that you've solved what the record is. Everybody knows, so there's nothing else to say. So whatever is after this doesn't matter. Okay? Just so you know, it doesn't matter anymore unless you rehook right now.
old record was just 3 goals, and it had stood all the way back since 19.
Okay, you haven't. You lost me. Okay, so filling me in on the record would have been the thing to do before you make everybody realize what the record was. And so, like, for the past 100 years, this record had stood, and you show, like, the picture of the guys, and, like, you build up what it is, and then you talk about the situation, and then you drop the bomb right at the end, and then cut it. So,
3
that's always a tough lesson to learn, man.
goals, and it had stood all the way back since 1930. That's the very first World Cup ever played. So for almost 100
Oh yeah, that's great. Like all these details are so cool to put in before you ruin the surprise, right? Like not ruin it, but that's resolving the curiosity loop. Okay, I'm gonna move on, but that's yeah. The people dropped off. For the people that did stay, that did get hooked, they dropped off after they found out. So, but if you change the hook, like I said, and then you build it up, and the length is perfect, make sure to put the end of the hook at the end, then you're good to go, man. All right. Cat Mom.
I didn't know a sound could ruin cuddle time.
John, does your advice extend to streamers and shorts showcasing entertainment moments on stream? Yeah, we have plenty. These are live streamers. They do clips of their live streams. Totally fine.
We were having such a cozy moment. I didn't know a sound could ruin cuddle time. We were having.
What's the hook? How are the hook and the story in this short? Okay, the hook itself, for any cat owner, they know exactly what you're talking about immediately. And so I don't know for sure if they're going to stay. If somebody said, I didn't know a sound could ruin cuddle time, like, seriously, breathing the wrong way can ruin cuddle time because cats are so finicky. So, like, or if, like, you slightly move or you scratch your shoulder, it's done. Right? The cat's like, all right, I'm done with you. So, is it a good hook? I don't necessarily think so, but let's see.
I didn't know a sound could ruin cuddle time. We were having such a cozy moment when suddenly.
Oh God, yeah, this is so good. Yeah, there could be a better way to hook this.
Yeah, that was my stomach. And just like that, he was gone. I even got the look like I had done it on purpose. I didn't know a sound.
That is so good. So I just scared my cat in the most unexpected way. Would have been the hook I would use, something along those lines, because now people need to know what happened, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I would use. I would use that hook. I hope that helps because that's really all I got. The rest of it is so good. It's just the hook itself is it doesn't create a whole lot of curiosity. It almost tells the whole story right in the beginning. So sound gets made and the cat gets scared, but yeah, that's it. That's all I can offer that one. I really love it. I just the hook is the only issue. Okay, we've got Polygoner pictures. I've gotten some great feedback on my narrative stuff, but this is kind of behind the scenes and illustration stuff. Good for my channel or just cluttering? Okay, so it can be good for your channel, but remember, the point is to create curiosity, right? So I know, hold on. I think the curiosity comes from seeing the final result. I know I got one of these on Hookbalm that I think is a good idea to model. But I gotta go kind of far back because I don't remember. One sec. Man, I gotta go back further. Am I? No. Things seem random. One second. I think I wanted to see this one first. There's a side-by-side, what you see versus what I see. Okay. So that's one, like basically when you do stuff like this, I just recommend taking a look at other channels that do stuff and like doing your version of it, right? So what you see, what I see. That's exactly what I'd put there. And I'd put your finished product on the left and your other on the right, you know? Because it's proven to work, right? This could also be proven to work if you see a channel that does this exact 4 structure and they get millions of views, right? That's it. That's like basically all you got to do to model hooks. And so animatic to final render, it's like, yeah, you're telling us, but does it create a curiosity hook situation like this does? Not as much. So if you wanted to do something like before and then after, text hook before right here, and then you go through and let it play, and then it says after, then you show the final product, like that would be fine. That I know for a fact that that works. To be honest with you, like just going off of my instinct, I have to mute the music. It's okay, yeah, dude, you got to change that music. I don't know what's going on. It's I really feel like people are gonna leave just because of that. It's over and over and over. You create a tense moment with it, and it's like I'm trying to experience satisfaction instead. You know, seeing your process, and so consider whatever music you should put there. But here, I don't know what I would show as the visual hook, but if you go bam, 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 like I think it works really, really well. If you can time it out with a song, it's even better. Yeah, that step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like give them a clue that step 4 is coming or the final result is coming, that sort of thing. And if you show it like this, then they already know what it looks like and they can go ahead and swipe away, right? Like I already get it. It's right here. So that's the kind of thing to keep in mind. Okay, I think that's it. Yep, just take a look at some formats that really work for you, and make sure you're not giving it away at the beginning. Don't give it all away.
Chat, do we take the plunge? What? No fucking shot. We actually do? Fit person. Oh, it's this guy.
Okay, so 1 second.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Oh! Oh my god!
Okay, so I have seen these before. The curiosity comes with like, are you gonna die from the drop? POV, the perfect song starts playing. Oh, damn! How did I miss that?
Chat, do we take the plunge?
Man, what I really wanted to happen there was the camera look over the character, so you know the danger, the impending doom that's about to happen. But I know you can't like go back in time and change it, right? I think it does create some curiosity, but like by the time you hit the end, I think people drop off because they expect you to die or they expect you to live. But once they find out, they just kind of leave. And so keep in mind what that format is create, like why it's creating curiosity. I posted this last night, was super excited about it, got feedback, it was positive, but it flatlined at 1K with bad stats. Ever since I posted my first horror short, it's dropped by double in every short since. Do you think the algo has been struggling to find my audience, or is this clip worse than I thought? So let me just give you like POV, the perfect song starts playing, and it kicks in, and then you said something that didn't make sense to me. Yeah, okay, so okay, so let's reframe this idea real quick. Okay, you start walking up to the ledge. You say, "Chat, should we take the plunge?" And then like you could leave the hook at the same thing, and then like as you look over, the song starts playing, and then you have this feeling, and you like headbanging, and then you jump, and then like that's, I don't know, chorus kicks in or whatever. I always think of Creed because Scott Stapp is like flying through the air. And just know that when people get to the end, like they're not even curious anymore about the boss or whatever. Like when you hit, that's it. But that cuts off. That means you have 15 full seconds of a short that people swiped away from. So your swipe rate is probably like 50 to 60, I would assume, or your watch time is probably like 50 to 60. Because that's all this creates curiosity for, right? So the perfect song starts playing, and people are feeling the vibe, and you jump, and people wait to see what happens, and then that's it. That's the curiosity. As soon as you hit the bottom, I would react in a way like, oh, you know, I thought I was gonna die or something like that, but then that's it. Yeah, so that's that little piece right there is why it's not doing so well. I really like it. I like the idea. I just think it's combined with the wrong curiosity loop. Tough. 66.6%. Yeah, I figured it was like that. Yeah, once they realize it's a boss thing, they're like, okay, well, yeah. Stay to watch. 50. So 50 is right when you hit. Yeah. So they leave at 50. I mean, like, it is what it is. Compare it to your other stuff, and you can kind of see what the drop off point is. But I mean, there are no solid numbers for everybody.
This YouTuber.
Okay. Yeah, dude, you really gotta think about like why people are curious. What are they staying for, right? And so the perfect song starts. They're staying to experience the song, right? That's all the hook was. And so the only rehook you had was, "Are you gonna die?" But there was nothing about a boss at the end, or your hook had nothing to do with the boss fight. And so the last 15 seconds were worthless. There was no, like, "Am I gonna die from this boss?" would be a ideal hook for that certain situation, or maybe even, yeah. When it comes to boss fights, my friend said that there's a boss down there. Is there? And then you jump, and then when you hit the ground and you find out a boss is there, okay, there is, but people still won't care if you beat it or not, right? Like, that's the only way you could get a little bit more out of that, but yeah. Anyway, okay, currently over 100K. What's keeping it from millions? Okay. Let's see.
Was banned from the largest VR. This YouTuber was banned from the largest VR game in the world, but it's not for the reason you'd expect. He got on hoping to record the new update before anyone else, and he pulled it off. After recording what was supposedly the biggest update in the game's history, he finished up editing, and then he went into his room and slept knowing he had the video scheduled to release at exactly 10 a.m. the next day. But he had no clue that it would come back to haunt him forever. While he was sleeping, YouTube glitched and the video uploaded without his knowledge, gaining over 10,000 views by the time he woke up. He ended up waking up to a developer yelling at him because the update he was recording for was a secret. It was actually an unreleased version of the game never seen before. Even months later, he is still banned from testing unreleased versions of the game. This YouTuber was banned from the largest VR uploaded without his knowledge, gaining over 10,000 views.
Okay, so what your question is, what's keeping it from millions? Demand, really. So you have a very specific audience that will watch something like this, and if they have enough patience to stay through that long of a story, then it'll do fairly well, 100,000 or whatever. But if you want something to get millions, it needs to resonate with a lot more people. And so sometimes you show views here, but like you don't say this YouTuber or you don't show a YouTuber, so I don't know who you're talking about. And so that's gonna turn a lot of people away immediately, right? You need to ground it in some sort of reality. Your storytelling is fine. If I were gonna tell this story, there were like a couple pieces that just didn't matter. It seemed like there's a balance of tension when you make a story, and if the tension doesn't progress the story, like the main story, any further, it's like diverts into a little bit of tension here and there. So that'll push people away sometimes. But yeah, I mean, really, it just comes down to demand. And if I were scrolling and I saw this, like, I wouldn't watch it because I'm not interested in what this game is, and you didn't make it clear who the YouTuber was. But if you did make it clear who the YouTuber was, then you got a 36-year-old curious what the story is. That gets it to millions, okay? And so it's really just about demand. That's it. Yeah. So consider real stories, maybe. That's what I would experiment with. And if that was a real story, that would have been the thing to do. But really, you're always gonna you're always going to have that little bit of a limit for people that don't care about this visual type of content. But if you make the stories relate to everybody, like you really did, but yeah, hold on. I can show you where I got lost though.
YouTuber was banned from the largest VR game in the world, but it's not for the reason you'd expect. He got on hoping to record the new update before anyone else, and he pulled it off. After recording what was
There's a lot of vague going on. Like, what's the game? Who's the YouTuber?
supposedly the biggest update in the game's history, he finished up editing, and then
Wait, hold on. I thought he was a developer. Oh, sorry.
update for the reason you'd expect. He got on hoping to record the new update before anyone else, and he pulled it off. After recording what was supposedly the biggest update in the game's history, he finished up editing, and then he went into his room and slept knowing he had the video scheduled to release at exactly 10 a.m. the next day. But he had no clue.
Okay, so like he went into his room and he slept, and he scheduled, like, all of that part of the story could be, he scheduled it for 10 a.m. the next day, right? So every little bit of detail that you add in there for a short form video drops people, right? The fact that he went in and lay down in his bed, like, you could extend this story out to be 20 minutes if you want to by talking about every little detail in a story, but that will drop off Shorts viewers every time you do, okay? So that's something that, like, originally when I started, I would do that too, because that's what makes a good story, but it's not what makes a good short. Shorts are very, very fickle when it comes to the details you include. Okay, I gotta move on to Turbine. Oh, that's not right.
When a villager is in a 35-block radius of a zombie, the zombie instantly starts targeting the villager, following it until it gets the job done. But by staying in the same chunk for 50 hours and waiting for a full moon, the regional difficulty value will be set to 6, where the zombie will target the villager in a 52-block radius. Now, what most players don't know is that a zombie will prefer to target the player even when it's already targeting a villager. So by stepping inside a 35-block radius of the zombie...
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
I don't know, there's text, visual, and audio, and once you learn what those are for, hookbomb.com is where to go.
This channel did what I said and got 650,000 views. Then they did it again and got 7 million views. This is exactly what he did.
There's one game on Roblox you should never play.
That one turned into 670,000 now.
There's one color you should never see.
And then the one that got 7 million views, I think he used this one.
I just found a dark secret in this Roblox game, and
I just found a crazy secret in this yin and yang illusion.
They actually got more views than the hook from Hookbomb that inspired it. By the way, these examples are coming from hookbomb.com. It's a tool I made that you can search for all different types of hooks in different niches. You can do faceless. Hookbomb.com if you want it. It's not a subscription.
it's not a subscription!
Recently, somebody got 8 million views with a 1 million view example. It was Roblox too. Hookbomb.com if you want it. It's not a subscription. Let's do another example. Number 3. Perception versus reality. I hope that's what it says. Got it. Example 1. How it feels versus what it actually looks like. All right, this one got 20 million views. So you get the idea there. How I think I sound versus how I actually sound. How I think I rap versus how I actually rap. How I think I look when I eat versus how I actually look. Now there is a twist on this format. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's go back here. This is 40 seconds. Short 1 had 90% retention and flatlined at 4.7K before 16 hours later. Flatlined before 16 hours later, where the retention climbed to 93.4 before flatlining it. Yeah, I don't... when it comes to these numbers, like, I don't do anything with them. They don't mean anything to me. 29,000. Okay. So, I thought 93% retention was excellent. That's why I don't care about numbers, because they don't tell you anything. Like, I just, what's excellent retention is 200%, right? That's like great because people watch the thing twice. And depending on your length, it kind of matters. Like, if you compare it to a previous short, then it's like, okay, I had this one that blew past this, but it has a 79% retention rate. That's what sample size means. If you had a 1 million view video, but the retention drops down to 75%, that makes sense because there's more people to consider. And so YouTube has like these tiers where it checks for things, and every channel is different. The numbers are different. And so YouTube gives us these numbers to like try to improve ourselves, but they mean nothing to anybody else. And so when people are like, what's a good retention? There's no answer to it, because a good retention is 3,000%. I don't know. Like, a good retention for you is 80%, where a good retention for you is 150. It depends on your niche. It depends on the length of your short. It depends on where you're posting. It depends on so many things that it's impossible to predict. And so when you get so stuck in these numbers, you forget the big factor, which is good content performs and bad content doesn't. And so that's just it. So when it doesn't get views here, like that's as simple as I can be when somebody gives me a shitload of numbers. And so the simple option, and like Turbine, you're doing the right thing. You're showing, and now I can show you what's going on, like where people drop off. But like, I see you get into the numbers, and it feels like analysis paralysis, because like people really, really focus on that, and it's not good, because you set expectations for certain things, and you're like, okay, you try to make sense. You try to put a puzzle together when it's like 6 puzzles, and you're just like, what the fuck? I don't understand this. You're putting a blank puzzle together, and there's actually 6 of them. So it's tough when I see a creator throwing a bunch of numbers around and they're confused, because like, so am I, dude. So all I can do is just give you my opinion on like, give you my perspective, and everybody else can. And really it's just learning the fundamentals, like appealing to everybody, making sure there's enough clarity, making sure your hook is good. And so eventually at some point you might hit a repetitive format issue. And because I've seen so many of these from you, and at some point YouTube might just be like, dude, it's like you got this stuff automated. And so I hope you are experimenting a little bit, which it does look like you are. But when that happens, if that happens, that's also going to be one of those things where the numbers won't make sense. And so it's tough.
When a villager is in a 35 block radius of a zombie, the zombie instantly starts targeting the villager, following it until it gets the job done.
Okay.
But by staying in the same chunk for 50 hours and waiting for a full moon,
the villager?
The regional difficulty value will be set to 6, where the zombie...
What? Where did that value come from?
Full moon, the regional difficulty value...
Oh, sorry.
Value will be set to 6, where the villager is in a 35 block radius of a zombie. The zombie instantly starts targeting the villager, following it until it gets the job done.
Okay, I'm following so far. I get it, alright? When villager gets close, this attacks.
But by staying in the same chunk for 50 hours...
Who? Like...
and waiting for a full moon, the regional difficulty...
But by staying, like as a player?
Value will be set to 6.
And then, like, this value, I have no idea what that even means. Is that good?
Where the zombie will target the villager in a 52 block radius. Now, what most players don't know is that a zombie will prefer to target the player even when it's already targeting a villager. So by stepping inside a 35 block radius of the...
Oh my god. Okay. So, like, you saw where my confusion happened, but then when you keep piling the numbers on top of it and the radius, like, the radii, I'm totally lost.
Zombie, you can potentially save a villager from its death, because The zombie will
I don't get how 6 difficulty equates to 52 block radius. Well, maybe it's just clarity. Too many numbers. Like, that's all I feel is like, I don't know.
the same chunk for 50.
This is where I got lost immediately. It says,
following it until it gets the job done.
okay, so we're talking about the creeper killing villager.
But by staying in the same chunk for
But by staying in the same chunk, then it's you. It's not a creeper. So that's when I'm like, okay, are we talking about something different here? I don't know.
50 hours and
If you stay in the same chunk for 50 hours, or if the
waiting for a full moon, the regional difficulty value will be set to 6. Where the zombie will target the villager in a 52 block radius.
okay, so going backwards, okay, so this is the normal thing, like these are the normal rules, but if it's a full moon, then these are the rules. That's okay. I think I understand it now, right? That's kind of what you're saying.
Now what most players don't know is that a zombie will prefer to target the player even when it's already targeting a villager. So by stepping inside a 35 block radius,
Yeah. So like that whole middle, if I'm right, I might not be, but if I'm right, that whole middle part, you could just say, but if it's a full moon, then here's the rule, and then move on. But like, it seemed like you added a bunch of extra stuff, and I just didn't know. I got lost, okay? So I think clarity on this one is probably your biggest issue. That's the best I can do with that one. Minus the rant. Okay, Oxy.
Marvel paid tribute to this man, but it made fans mad. He is the creator of most superheroes and used it to show up in every movie, doing random things, until he passed away. So Marvel decided to preserve his legacy. But that made fans really angry, because they are going to recreate him using AI. Marvel paid tribute to...
Okay, so my first thing is I can't understand what the fuck this is. Like what you're saying at all.
Marvel paid tribute to...
Marvel tribute.
Marvel paid tribute
to this man, but it made fans
mad.
Okay, Marvel paid a tribute to this man, but it made fans mad. Okay.
He is the creator of most superheroes and used it to show up.
And he used it
to show up in every movie, doing random things, until...
Okay, so I think my biggest issue here is I'm like having difficulty reading and understanding at the same time. The voice seemingly doesn't match the words, but I think it does. I'm having a lot of trouble here.
Random things until he passed away. So Marvel decided to preserve his legacy. But that made fans really angry. Because
okay. I can't even pay attention to the point because I don't know if it's like my audio issue or what, but I can't, it's like because I can't hear song lyrics and stuff, so I don't know. It's up to you guys if you kind of feel the same way, if you're confused. I don't know if it's like an act or if it's your actual accent or what, but I'm just like, I'm having trouble connecting the words to what my ears are hearing.
to preserve his legacy. But that made fans really angry, because they are going to recreate him using AI. Marvel paid...
Okay. Marvel paid a tribute to Stan Lee, but fans are angry because they did it with AI. That was the idea.
tribute to this man, but it made fans mad. He is the creator of most superheroes and...
Okay, I think as far as the layout, the story, the hook, I think it's fine. And you said something like, I try not to close the curiosity loop too quickly. I don't think you did. I mean, the ending was the close, right? So it was just the AI thing. Yeah, dude, honestly, that's all I can say. I feel bad because like that was like the only thing that I couldn't. It's almost like somebody showed me a genre of music I don't understand because I'm old. Like that's how it feels.
Marvel paid tribute to this man, but it made fans mad.
You think it's auto dubbed? I don't really. I think.
He's the creator of most superheroes and used it to show up in every movie.
Okay, you'll have to fill me in on if this is like an act or like if it's a bit or if it's your voice. I don't know. I feel bad, but it's like I'm having trouble connecting it together, and it could just be because the subtitles are the way they are.
But it made fans mad.
I would definitely not animate the subtitles at all. Like they would just pop, pop, pop. That would add more clarity here. But clarity is my biggest issue.
The men behind one of the most insane buildings ever were banned from seeing it in person.
Okay.
The men behind one of the most...
The animation background is good. It's the audio. That's it. That's kind of just how I was feeling. If, like, it could just be me though. That's why I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure I wasn't alone. Okay.
Most insane buildings ever were banned from seeing it in person because the Royal Clock Tower sits in the center of Mecca.
Okay, you said you're caught in 30K jail. We got one more VIP and then we're getting to everybody that submitted. Okay, 30K view jail is getting me. The video and other recent ones have some of the best retention and stayed to watch. All have been 1 out of 10s, but this one ended up flatlining. Usually when that happens, I think it's topic, but let's see.
The men behind one of the most insane buildings ever were banned from seeing it in person because the...
That's a hell of a hook.
Royal Clock Tower sits in the center of Mecca, a city where only Muslims are allowed through. So when a German company was hired to design and install the...
Okay, so I kind of already connected the dots. Like, you went heavy on culture immediately, and so it makes me think... I don't know. I might swipe
The
because
world's
of it.
largest clock, 35 times the size of Big Ben. Their engineers couldn't physically go there. They had to build it blind using video feeds and 3D models, looking through the eyes of Muslim consultants on site. But
never mind, I was
designing
off.
this revolutionary $16 billion tower and not being able to see it started to break some of them. And in the end, they would never be allowed to walk up and look at it.
So like this building was designed, or this building's designers never actually, I don't know, how would I word that? Because when it went heavy on culture, I thought Germans aren't allowed in Mecca or something along those lines. It wouldn't be, I'm not saying that, by the way, it's just like, I would think that that's where the story was headed, and I would swipe because I'm not interested. And so that could be what happened, but there's a better hook here, I feel.
The men behind one of the most insane buildings ever were banned from seeing it in...
You said banned. Okay. But that's not the... Okay, so you're so close to getting the right hook. So the way that your brain works is similar to mine. You look for the angle, and then you use that as the hook. And you found a really good angle. Banned. Okay, there's the angle. But I think there's a better one.
In person. Because the Royal Clock Tower sits in the center of Mecca, a city where only Muslims are allowed through.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. I already connected those dots. Only Muslims are allowed there. You said they were German. They're not allowed there. Okay, people left. That's what happened. I knew I felt it, but I didn't remember exactly what you said. That's where you lost people, and so they're banned, right? They're not Muslims, so they can't be in there. Very easy to understand. But that's not the point you were making. It's just the point you accidentally made. And so the better hook, in my opinion, would be this building was made. Or this building was created over the internet or something along those lines.
Since on site, but designing this revolutionary $16 billion tower and not being able to see it started to break some of them. And in the end, they would never be allowed to walk up and look at it. So the owner of the company, along with his entire crew, all converted to Islam during construction. Not because of the project, but just so they could finally cross the border into Mecca. 3D models, looking through the eyes of Muslim consultants on site. But design...
Yeah, you said looking through the eye. I don't know. I don't get that. It depends on when it was done. If it was before the internet, then this building was built over the phone is like a really strong hook. And so anyway, I hope that helps because that's where people dropped off. They thought they already knew the answer and you accidentally gave them one without meaning to. Olivia, all right, we're on the last VIP and then we're going to start spinning the wheel. And we're going to do the 2 minutes so I can get through the most amount of people as possible. Which means the advice isn't going to be as great, but if you want a chance, then I'm spinning the wheel. Okay, let me do this.
I'm 10,000 days old. I was born January 24th, 1999, and if you count 10,000 days from that day, you get June 12th, 2026, which is today. And you might be like, Olivia, that's so random. Why do you know when you're turning 10,000 days old? Well, 2 years ago, I saw this tweet of someone celebrating when they turned 10,000 days old, and I was like, oh, that's cute. That's fun. I want to do that. So then I found out when I was going to be 10,000 days old. And then you might be asking yourself, so you've been waiting for this day for 2 years? No, I completely forgot. However, past me, she knew that I was going to forget. So you want to know what she did? She put it in the calendar. Yesterday, I got a notification on my phone saying, I'm 10,000 days old tomorrow. So now it's tomorrow. And now I get to celebrate. How
Okay.
many days old are you? I'm 10.
So first you said, is it okay to veer from your niche every now and then? I'm trying to show the form so everybody can see whatever. Is it okay to veer from your niche every now and then? And I honestly would encourage it for you. There's like a lot of stuff that you do that I think people can't relate to, but you're such a talented storyteller that I think you have to grow beyond your niche. How popular are you right now? Let's see. 23K. So at some point you will grow beyond it. Usually because you wait, do you do live streams and long forms and stuff? Yeah, okay. Because you do everything, that number will probably be around 100,000 like subscribers, but you should definitely get in the habit of doing these things every now and then, like every fifth short or whatever, make something for community or tell a story that anybody can relate to. You're going to start pulling in non-crochet fans because, like, to be honest, you're one of the strongest personalities that I've ever seen, and you are limiting yourself if you stick to one niche, whereas people will want to know you on a wide spectrum of niches. And so when you tell a story like this, it's the same rules though, okay? You're very good at hooking people. I just realized that's a pun, because crochet. You're very good at hooking people with crochet stuff, right? Because you like really know what the angles are with crochet stories. The angle on this story is I got this mystery notification on my phone. That's the angle, right? You started with kind of the whole premise of it, and so the only thing that carried this one is you got like an electric personality. People just like to watch you. But if you had hooked better, then you would have had better performance overall. I mean, let's see how this did. 51,000. That dude, it's so, you are crazy. Like, your personality carries the content so much. It's wild. But yeah, I think you should. I think you should start veering out, do different things, tell stories, this sort of stuff. But just make sure you're following the rules. You know, hook them well. Make sure you know when the story ends, and don't reveal the answer until the end. Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud to see it. It's very, very cool. And then there was something else I was gonna say before I move on. I was thinking maybe last night, like, if I started channels that I had nothing to do with right now, how would I do it? And I remember crochet came up. If I started a crochet channel, how would I do it? And I started thinking about formats that I would do, and how, like, I always think of how would I do it but different. That's it. Do this but different. And so how would I do crochet but different? I would do crochet. Sorry, I just saw a super chat come through, but I don't know why it didn't pop up here. Oh my god. I saw it on my cam, like on my one second. That was very weird. Yeah. I saw it on my prompter, but I didn't see it on the VIP. Oh, on the PIP, that's why. Because I had it selected on VIP. Okay, so anyway, there was a super chat here. Somewhere. There it is. Cat Mom Chronicles. Oh, she didn't even say anything. She just gave me money. Well, thank you. What's good? Oh, hey, I recognize that name because I was commenting with them. All right, so yeah, that's I honestly couldn't think of how I would do crochet but different, but that's how I think about every niche. When I can't give immediate advice or when I don't immediately know the answer, I have to put myself in your shoes. I never had to do that with you because you're way better than I would be. But I always think like, how would I turn crochet into like my style? I just can't. I don't know. Maybe I'll experiment with that. Okay, guys, we are at the point where we're doing regular reviews now. Let's bring up the spinner. Let's take down the chat. I guess my chat button doesn't work. That's annoying. Yeah. Oh, I get why now. Okay. So, let's go ahead and bring up the spinner. Spinner. I don't know how many times I gotta freaking press the button. I know it's there. I know you're there. One second. Where is it? What the hell? Sorry, guys. This is weird. It's not. I know it's there. What the hell? I had it on earlier. Okay, so we're on Pip. This is annoying. Eyeline. Eyeline's not showing up either. What's the deal? Chat shows up. Spinner doesn't show. Overlays don't show. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Stop yelling. God. This is so weird. Okay, I guess I just gotta reset it. Maybe it'll bring it on screen. One moment. This is some bullshit. I really don't know what the hell is happening. Okay. So, there's that. Here's Pip. Spinner. I'm just going to show you what the hell I'm doing because this is like pseudo embarrassing. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at right here. I'll just hide some emails. And the spinner's right here. I can see it clearly. And it's not popping up above my head. When I right click, go to transform, reset it or center to screen, it's not there. It doesn't pop up. You guys don't see it. I go to a response wheel, maybe click off, click on. It's not there. It should be popping up right there. And then if I double click the spinner, you can see it. It's very clear. It is right there. And yet, it's not showing up on screen. I honestly have no idea why. It's some BS. But also the eyeline's not showing up. Nothing. Weird. Okay. I guess I'll just add it again. The reason I want to do the spinner is because I want everybody to have a chance. And yet, here we are. Wow. Okay. There's a spinner. What the fuck? What is going on? Okay. So it's in VIP. This is some weird shit. So you can see it in VIP. Got it. Okay, so then what about this? Why is it not there? I cannot figure this out at all. Okay. I'll just copy it from VIP and paste it. Seriously, I have no idea. I wonder if I bring it outside of overlays. No. Yeah, that is so weird. It's the same damn thing. Yeah, you guys, you know I'm not crazy, right? I'm glad you were here to witness this madness, because that was ridiculous. Okay, let me change the display, and then we're going to get to it. I'll fix that later, I guess. That was so stupid. All right, first we're going to go ahead and bring up the VIPs. All of you that have submitted, you now have a chance to be reviewed. So let's review some shit. 54 of you have reviewed, or have submitted. And we're going to start the timer. And we'll spin. And if we get slop, I'm just going to skip it. Okay, overthinking capybara. Copy. Paste Barra.
Nobody tells you closure doesn't always come. Sometimes Monday does. You still had alarms to wake up to.
Okay, so
messages to answer like nothing happened.
all right, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know how to give this advice, because like I only give advice to people that I'm trying to say this without being mean. It depends on what you're wanting out of YouTube. If you're wanting like to experiment and do AI stuff, that's fine. If you want to have success and monetize and build a brand and get all the things that YouTubers really want, this just isn't the way to do it, okay? Because YouTube, their advertisers won't advertise next to this, and that just means no money for you, for sure. But you'll come across gurus that'll say, oh, well, you can do the skeleton niche, and this niche is printing money. No, it's not. It's not. I mean, when somebody discovers something new, they might be able to sidestep the system a little bit, but it quickly gets shut down. And so when I see this, I like that you're trying. I like that you're creating, but like this has such a low barrier to entry that if anybody can do it, it's not worth doing, in my opinion. So I guess what I would focus on is like what you really love to do, what you're an expert at, what people talk to you about, like what is your superpower, what is your quirk, what are you obsessed with. That's the sort of thing that blows up on YouTube. And in that process, you end up being a better creator. You're more in touch with yourself. You're much more fulfilled. A lot of people just try this because they think it's going to make them money. They're going to blow up, whatever. But it just won't. So it depends on what your goal is. If you're experimenting, that's totally fine. But this is just not something... I can't give you advice because all it is prompting, okay?
Portugal players are honoring Diogo Jota at the World Cup. And the way they do it is heartwarming. The World Cup is underway, and Portugal will face Congo in their first match of the tournament. But the vibe around the Portugal team is...
Seemed like there was 2 hooks there. I know you aren't a fan of AI voice, but besides that, what do you think? Yeah, of course I would always prefer creator voice, but it is what it is.
Portugal players are honoring Diogo Jota at the World Cup. And the way they do it is heartwarming. The World...
Okay, so they're honoring him, and it's heartwarming. That's the hook.
Cup is underway, and Portugal will face Congo in their first match of the
Okay, now it seems like you're telling a different story now.
Tournament. But the vibe around the Portugal team is not the same as it usually is.
It's a totally different story, because it didn't stick to what you hooked with at the beginning.
Players are honoring Diogo Jota at the World Cup. And the way Portugal
players are honoring this person at the World Cup. And then you go back to why it happened, right? But I think if this is why it happened, you started way too far back.
Is missing. You see, almost a year ago, an important player is missing. You see, almost a year ago, Liverpool and Portugal forward Diogo Jota lost his life in a car accident.
Okay, so that's the thing to go back to. So you hook, and then you go back to it. I don't recommend capitalizing on things like this, but just so you know, the angle is stronger for about this. You say it's heartwarming. It's like, okay, you got an AI voice. You said something that's kind of like BuzzFeedy because it's not specific about what I need to be curious about. So, I mean, you did sort of say it like they're honoring him, but just back up the story to when the accident happened or what happened, like, because you backed up way too far. This this part about the Portugal match and stuff like that, it didn't seem pertinent to the story. Okay, so people will drop off because of that. They might be curious about what you said, but I would still practice your hooks too. Okay, just after the hook, make sure the part of the story is like immediately relevant.
What if the boys' finale actually had Homelander versus Kamen Rider Decade? Well, let's find out.
Just tell me. I'll fucking suck your dick, please.
Oh, this
I'll
clip.
do
The
anything.
finale.
You want me to eat shit?
Right.
I'll eat your fucking shit.
He's gonna Rider take Homelander.
Fucking do this?
You can't do this. I'll give you better. Scorched Star.
I
Bloody Scorched Star. Anyways.
You are, dude.
Funny meme, I guess. Also, any Kamen Rider can solo anyone in the whole boys universe.
Dude, I freaking love your, like, you are what every creator should strive to be. You are so, like, I just make shit I like. That's it. It, like, this appealed to so many people and you're like, no. What I want. And so I admire that about you. Just know, like, the appeal is you have micro niched it by making it between those two, and that's okay. This is what you do, right? I don't know why I'm not subscribed to you. But yeah, that's okay. This is what you do. It's totally acceptable among all the other crazy shit you do. I found it interesting, but then when you made it about a character I'd never heard the name of, I would have swiped. I'm like, okay, I don't get it. And so if you have YouTube sees Homelander, here's Homelander, it's like I'm gonna show that to the boys audience. And then when that other thing gets mentioned, they drop off. And that's the crux of the algorithm. That's what it's for. So like really my only tip for you is whoever your audience is, I mean this is a very community based, like these are for the subscribers of my channel. But if you're gonna try to reach out, make sure you have that person in mind.
Do you know what that means? I can shoot you now.
Legally.
Oh, it's you! I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to make. Don't shoot! What? Did you just try to assault an officer? Don't shoot! Please! Did you just try to punch me? Do you know what that means? I can shoot you now.
Legally.
Do you know what that means? I can shoot you now.
Legally.
Okay, so you asked what should I do to get more views on my shorts? Just keep creating. Honestly, this idea didn't hit for people, but you will be able to make one that does. You just got to keep creating. Like this part, you're doing what I did before I knew better. Okay, I didn't make content like this, but I did immediately go look to how I can improve, and I started focusing on things that I hadn't experienced yet. And so the best advice I got for you is keep creating. Probably in the next 10 shorts, one of them is going to do something, okay? Bring that one back to me, or bring it into the Discord, because somebody's going to be able to point out why they watched the whole thing. And when you learn what that is, then you double down on it. That's like you found one of your tricks in your viral arsenal. And so that's like, okay, people like it when I do that. All right, I'm going to do that. Let me keep making, and you just learn one thing at a time, right? This particular idea didn't really hook me because it's like, I don't know, it's just not very strong, right? All you do is you kill somebody in a game. And so if the stakes were higher, like if you kept losing or whatever, and then it built up to this other thing, like where you finally win, that's kind of a hook. So what I would do is do what I said, and then also look into hooks. Watch your favorite creators, see what they say at the very beginning, and then see what kind of version of that you could do for whatever game you're playing.
Caitlin Clark finally got her revenge after being targeted all night. See, during a game against the Sun, JC Sheldon was grabbing and bodying Clark from the very start.
Why does it keep saying that word that's not what you're saying? What is that?
During a game against the Sun, JC Sheldon was grabbing.
It says Carrington.
And bodying Clark from the very start. Things got heated.
Dude, this is not gonna. I gotta pause this for 1 second to make a point. the wrong subtitles thing is not going to continue working. Like, people, you get some people that are like, oh, the subtitles, there's always the one comment, subtitles, I'll just guess, or it's like a POV subtitles, I don't know. They always make a joke. Close enough, right? The subtitles are close enough. That's always the joke. And so when you get subtitles that are absolutely fucking stupid like this, that just don't make any sense whatsoever, it won't continue working. It's working right now. It's been working, but now everybody's doing it, and so
JC Sheldon
it's
was
over.
grabbing.
Like JC Sheldon, it said something Carrington.
JC Sheldon was grabbing and bodying Clark from the very start. Things got heated when Sheldon poked
Carrington.
Clark right in the eye. When Clark tried to stand up for herself, Marina Mabry came out of nowhere.
That one kind of worked.
And blindsided her with a massive shove. Somehow the refs gave Clark a technical foul while Mabry stayed in the game. Clark decided to handle the drama herself on the scoreboard. She hit a deep three right in Sheldon's face to put her.
I have no idea why. And now that I see how consistent it is, it makes me wonder why. Like, it makes me wonder if something messed up and you tried to correct it. Like, this wasn't intentional bait. But anyway, I gotta say, this, if you're the first person to a news story like this, it works. But you have to be the first person on all of them, because there's like a billion people that can just use AI and shit these out. So they're going to be hit or miss. In my opinion, it's slop, because anybody can do it. It doesn't really separate you from anybody else. There's not really any insight involved, so you're not creating anything. You're just summarizing something that happened. And so you're competing with all news, and they're going to get there first most of the time. So, I mean, best of luck to you, but if you're going to do commentary or whatever, you have to add something to it. All right. Because subtitles, transcribing doesn't do it.
This is fame. This is legacy.
I'm seeing a lot of these lately. I see a lot of this niche is printing money with the fucking stickmen on white backgrounds. And so I'm going to give this like 3 more seconds.
So what's the difference? Fame means people know who you are today, while legacy means people remember
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think this person did...
you for generations. This is
Thank you. I think this person actually is in the community and is trying to figure out what to do. But I think you're looking in the wrong place. The simplicity of this was like a trend a while ago. But the stuff that you're saying probably won't resonate as well as the first person who said it on YouTube. So you're kind of hitting a conflict radius.
This is fame.
And so, like, I guess the thing you need to ask yourself is, what is original about this? What is me, right? Because right now, kind of feels like you asked ChatGPT a question and then made a video out of it.
This is legacy. So what's the difference? Fame.
Also, fame versus legacy is never a question I ever asked. Like, I don't think you're gonna... I didn't even know that legacy was like... I guess they're kind of... Yeah, I guess they're kind of similar enough. But it's, if you want... You might want to ask questions that a lot of people are asking, right? So if you want a strategy tip here, let's just pretend it's only sound, okay? Go to Reddit and then look up common questions in any topic or whatever, and then do your research and learn some shit about that topic and have an opinion. Have an insight, make some connections, do a kinda like bridge. Be like, this is kinda like this thing, because that is human. That's like adding something to this, whereas just getting something and saying, like, it's not human. The more human element you add, the better, right? And so this right here, is it really a hot take? I don't know for sure, but with all the things that feel lazy about it, like the stick guy, white background, AI voice, everybody will assume it's also written by ChatGPT. And so that's that. It sucks, right? Especially if you actually put effort into this. Everybody thinks effort means something different, so I'm not even going to go there. But anybody can just kind of poop out real fast, and so you need to hinge the value on your insights and asking things that people really are curious about. And if you go to Reddit and you just hit the ask thing, anybody can do this, by the way. Just go and look at your tab or your topic, reddit.com, and then you ask, like, what are the most common questions about niche, whatever your niche is. What are the most common questions this week about niche, about real estate? What are the most common debated definitions or meanings or something along those lines if you're really stuck on the words and stuff like that. But you just hit the ask button and then AI will search for recent content, and those are actual humans that are talking, which can help. But make sure you're adding something of your own ideas, your own insights, your own opinions, your own criticisms. Make something that will piss people off.
Mosquitoes actually help us.
Like this, clearly a creator, right? He is there, he has something in his hand. I really feel like this dude has credibility already because of that. Okay.
Out of the 3,500 species of mosquitoes, only about 100 of them actually bite us. The rest...
The point I'm making there isn't that faceless channels do worse. It's that when everything lacks effort, when everything seemingly lacks effort, then none of it is human. And to anybody that's swiping, even if a little bit is, even if you wrote the script, it doesn't matter to the viewer. Okay.
Actually helps pollinate flowers, just like the little misunderstood bees that they actually are. Now, I will admit, the 100 species that actually do...
Hold up. I gotta... Well, I don't have to pause it yet, but what?
Actually bite us. The rest actually helps pollinate flowers, just like the little misunderstood bees that they actually are.
Okay, first, and don't... I'm king like, okay? But you're king actually, just so you know. Just keep that in mind. These are the things that I would never normally say, but I really think that it could benefit you if you only say actually once or twice. And so, I say like all the time, by the way. And it's just something that when you watch yourself back, you can improve on it. Try to be mindful about it. But the angle here is, did you know mosquitoes are actually bees? Well, kinda. Like, that's probably the hook that I would go for. Or mosquitoes are better bees than bees. That's interesting, too.
Now, I will admit, the 100 species that actually do nibble on us end up killing about 500,000 to 1 million people per year. But that's what scientists are currently working on right now. They're making genetically modified mosquitoes.
Okay, so the rest of this is a different short, I believe.
Where they can't spread diseases like malaria and yellow fever anymore. So, it's like Jurassic Park, but in a good way. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you're just gonna have to resist the urge to info pack, right? Your shorts, you have a lot of information to offer, insights, shit I've never heard before, awesome. Give you one of these. I feel like that was lame because... I really wanted the real creator to be in front of the spinner. There we go. One more time. Yeah! Okay, yeah, you have a lot of insights. I love it. But try not to pack as much info as you know about a topic into one short. Make it about one thing, right? If you said, mosquitoes are better bees than bees, let me explain. Hell of a hook, and then you explain the pollen angle, right? You have like a couple little pieces of information about something that we don't know, and then that's it. So you don't have to talk about scientists or anything like that. That's enough for one short. And then, I don't know, there's probably 3 or 4 shorts in there. I just got a notification that says deep fryer. Okay, number 5. This one's called Azani.
Recently, I saw this video of what looked to be the longest domino chain in Roblox, and the first thing I thought to myself was, I could do so much better than that. So, that's exactly what I did.
This is awesome.
Alright, first domino down. I just realized how long this was gonna take. Oh, you won't believe how long this took. So once I walk on this first domino here...
Oh god, please don't hit it early, dude.
The chain should begin. Let's go. Oh, it's going! No way!
Okay, still a lot of curiosity. Let's see.
Wait.
Well, that should have... Oh my god. 1 second. This is... Oh, I don't even have the timer on. I have to pause it because... Yeah. Okay, one sec. There's something I want to point out here, but I gotta remove whisper flow. It's in the way constantly.
No way.
So like, there's nothing visually happening there.
Oh, it's going.
Okay, so you got like 2 or 3 seconds of you just standing there, and if you want the no way to be in there, you got to cut out the video part but leave the sound and back up the video over it, right? It's called an L cut.
No way. Oh, that's so cool.
Dude, the things that were stacked on top were so impressive, and you skipped like through it. I really love this. I didn't even know what you were doing, and so yeah, it's kind of a bummer that you skipped right through it.
Oh, cool.
You like pushed fast.
This is insane.
So cool.
All right, pick a side. Pick a side.
Oh my god, what a rehook. Oh my god, that's genius. Holy shit. Wow. What a rehook. Fucking a second short, but totally related to the first. Like, the segue was perfect.
All right, time.
Okay, people dropped right there, just so you know.
All right.
Time run. Okay, so did you say anything about the time run? Because that could be curiosity that people are waiting to get closed, but I don't remember you saying anything about that.
I saw this video of what looked to be the longest domino chain in Roblox, and the first thing I thought to myself was, I could do so much better than that. So that's exactly what I did. All right.
Okay, so the timer thing was like an extra special thing at the end, but like people need to be reminded if that's the case, and they need to have that be prevalent in the hook. I really love all this. There's just a couple like minor things I would change, but man, this is really, really cool. Considering that it's about a minute long, I think it could be 45 seconds, but let's see how it did. 25,000.
Recently,
to be honest, why did this get caught in view jail when the retention is 53, 57 seconds and 81% stayed to watch? Because that's not good enough. All right, that's always the answer, right? You have a minute, 50 or 81% stayed to watch out of 25,000 is, yeah. Well, I mean, when it goes up to 1 million, it'll be 50%, right? And then what? What does that mean to you? It doesn't mean anything.
I saw this video
because the numbers don't work like that. It's just like, it confuses creators more than anything. I hate it.
To be the longest domino chain in Roblox, and the first thing I thought to myself was, I could do so much better than that. So that's exactly what I did.
Okay, so all that stuff from 10 seconds back to about 5 seconds.
Thought to myself,
you could cut out. And I thought to myself, I could do that, and then you're in, right? You got to think about these things that you could shorten or get rid of, because like it doesn't need to be said in the way that you're saying it.
This took so.
And then you said something about. Hold on 1 second.
All right, first domino down.
Okay, I just realized this from 13 seconds to 19 seconds.
So once I walk on this,
could probably also be cut out. Like, all you're saying is that it took a long time, right?
You won't believe how long this took.
Like, that's probably what I would have cut to. And so you didn't have to...
No, down. I just realized how long this was going to take.
So...
No, down.
I would speed it up and leave the audio cutting through. Like, this needs an editing workover, but making it 45 seconds probably would have worked better in your favor. If people stayed that long, 53, 57 seconds, then 45 probably would have gone viral. And just know that there's a lot of block stuff going on, but people do get bored at some point.
Oh, it's going. No way. Oh, that's so cool. This is insane. All right, pick a side. Pick a side.
Yeah. Okay. So, between now and the end, you just have these two competing. It should have ended at 45 seconds, for sure. So, that whole end, people drop off, which makes sense because you said 53 seconds. Anyway, I've given you enough enough tips for the next one that you want to do, but really, like, the lessons to learn from this one kind of stay with all of it. Number 3, holy crap. We're getting the earlies.
These billionaires don't appear on Fox.
Which one do you want me to read? Because that's a problem. That's so many things to read. Nobody, like, immediately when I see that, I know this is not worth my time. Because creators that are worth watching do not do that, okay? 900 billion. Secret, richer than Elon. These billionaires don't appear on Forbes. Okay.
J.K. Rowling,
You asked if the audio is still not okay. It's not. I feel like I'm being mean, but, like, these are the first things to fix, for sure, before people will watch.
billionaires don't appear on Fox. J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, was once officially a billionaire, but after paying heavy taxes and millions to the charity, she reportedly fell from the billionaire list. Some critics, however,
Then this right here, you haven't changed the visuals whatsoever. You can always go between, like, you on the bottom and then the full screen of something else, but you just kind of leave the same video of her the entire time, and people are going to drop off for that too. Mind you, this is, like, after you fix the audio and after you get rid of all the text. Because, like, you're making your short like a slideshow.
these billionaires don't appear on Fox. J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter,
So, we've got two things here, text-wise. Get rid of one of them because they both say the same thing.
was once officially a billionaire, but after paying heavy taxes and millions to the charity, she reportedly fell from the billionaire list. Some critics, however, believe her actual wealth may be much higher. Kim Jong-un's personal fortune is estimated around 5 billion or more.
I know that these words are a part of that original footage, but that's something you need to crop out. Like, people, you can't read two things at once.
Cyber attacks, drug
And so it's just in the way.
trafficking, and weapon sales.
And then I would show a number for each person you talk to. There's a serious question here, so I want to pause. You say, is this my accent problem? And you said, what's the difference between my shorts and Sambuca? Should I stop making these types of videos without a proper microphone? This is the best I can give through my microphone. Okay. So, do you have a phone? Because, like, phones, when you talk on the phone, it uses a microphone to talk to somebody, right? So they can hear you. And if it sounded like that, then phone calls would suck. And so what I would do is I'd record from my phone or use the phone audio. If you're using the phone audio right now, then for some reason it is maxed out. It's clipping so loud. It doesn't, like, right now you could probably have audio like this and it would be better because it's still clear. There's clarity, but it's not, like, so clipped. Should I stop making these videos? I think you should just continue fixing the things. Continue submitting and just continue working at it. The difference between you and Sambuca. Sambuca knows that the stuff that he shows needs to be simple. Look at one thing and one thing only. If there is text on screen, it's either one, a text hook, or two, there's subtitles. That's it. Either or, but don't do it at the same time. And if there's anything in the footage that is distracting, that he gets rid of it. Oftentimes he'll go between him and the footage, and he keeps it concise. You know exactly what you're getting, and anything involved in the story that doesn't apply to what he's talking about, he gets rid of. Okay? Is my accent a problem? It's hard to tell with the mic right now, but it also depends on who you're making content for. Because right now, like, I can hear the accent, people with that accent, and have no problem understanding with the subtitles there, but it's the microphone that's really, really hurting it. So those are the things to fix. I know I spent a little extra time on you, but there's just, like, don't feel discouraged, man. Like, this takes a while to get. You don't snap your fingers in immediately, no. Damn, number 8. Okay, I see the word rate in there. Makes me wonder.
Nobody was watching this man's stream, so he took a bucket of ice freezing water and poured it completely on his computer. Viewers flooded the chat, screaming at him because they thought he just destroyed his expensive PC. People spammed donations and subscriptions, waiting for the screen to go black and explode. But the twist is, the computer was inside a waterproof glass case, which means it never broke, but his views stayed up all night. Is this genius?
What would make this visually interesting? I'm resuming the timer, guys, but I only got one thing to say to him anyway. What would make this more visually interesting? Show the stuff you're talking about. You didn't show a single thing that you're talking about at all. And I don't know if it's because you're worried that it'll get claimed or something like that, but it won't if you make sure to add insight to it. Right now, if you used their footage and then you just said what you just said, then it would be a problem because you're not adding anything to the story. You're just explaining what happened in a viral video. If there is no viral video, it's something that happened on stream, sure, you can tell it, but make sure you're adding your own opinion or insight or whatever. If it's not a real story, then don't pitch it like it is one, right? You grounded it in so much reality, but you left out any specific for people to understand who this is about or what that computer looked like. Like, those are the problems. And so people are dropping off because it's like, is he going to show it, or is he just going to show a bunch of PNGs and shit? And that's the reaction that you're getting, okay? Okay, moving on. It's good, though. Your storytelling was fine. It's just, like, visually. You already knew what the problem was. It just needed to be more visually interesting. Okay, I'm gonna give this a shot, and if you didn't do what I said last time, I won't review your shorts anymore.
In 1985,
Okay, good. You're good.
Mohed Altrad bought a dying scaffolding company for just 19 cents, but there was a
Okay, so a couple things first. This is already really, really good. You've improved like crazy from what I don't know why I did that. It's a habit. Everything looks fantastic. It looks great. The one thing I didn't like was this image because it went from reality to AI, obvious AI. This might be AI too, but like it's not as obvious as this one. I don't know if it's the contrast or what.
19.
But if you're gonna show 19 cents, show it once, right? Like what I do here, guys. Give me a second. You all might like this, but I'm gonna show you an ad I just made, and that way it makes a little bit more sense. I'm trying to think of which one I did. I went from delivering pizza to get... Okay, so... Let me just turn that down a little bit. Here. I went from delivering pizza to getting millions of views, making YouTube my job. And when I taught other creators... Okay, so, when I say my job, I like accent it, or I change the color of things, right? I just like want to make things stand out a little bit, and so 19 cents would have been the thing to stand out there. But you don't need two of them. Just like change the color of one, make it bigger, make it bolder, something like that. Yeah, that's what I would do. Because you're showing the same thing twice.
Cents. But there was a catch. It came with a massive $1 million debt, and everyone thought it was impossible to save. But Altrad saw it differently. He'd find a struggling company, buy it for pennies, fix it, then do it again. Until 30 years later, that one taught built a $6.7 billion
That seems okay, because it's so far away, and it's way different. I like it. Okay, everything about this was good, dude. I really, really dug it. My only concern is the amount of AI. It's not because AI. It's just that when you're talking about somebody real or a business or something like that, they want reality. And so if you, like, still use AI, sure, but if you can, whatever images you can get that fit this story, make sure to include. And you got a vibe already, and so make sure it fits the vibe as well. I don't know if it's like you've got sepia tone shit going on. If there's a little bit of grain or whatever, you can make the picture look really good. I don't know how much of the Founders does the same stuff that you do, but like this is a good vibe. And so the moment you hit a story that that really hold on, I don't think you need this AI thing. I don't know if that was automatic, but you're not making something seem like it's real. I guess maybe if you're recreating this guy's face, then yes. But yeah, personally, I would Photoshop it in a certain situation, but that's just me. The better, like the more stories you do, the more opportunities you're gonna get. That one will resonate. And if you're really interested in this stuff, look up Sam Parr and look up everything he does. Look up his blogs, look up his tweets, everything that he's talking about. Sam Parr.
Pixar asked Niki Lauda to voice the king in the German version of Cars.
There's something special about it. When you show exactly what you're talking about and it's real, like this guy, and I guess that's probably the German
Pixar asked
version.
Niki Lauda to
Like, he did it. This is better than AI to me, because I get it. There's credibility here.
voice the king in the German version of Cars. The King's Crash was written by Pixar. Lauda's was written by Life. In 1976, his Ferrari hit a barrier and burst into flames. He was trapped in the fire for nearly a minute. Most people thought he'd never race again. 6 weeks later, he got back in the car. His face was still covered in bandages. So when Pixar needed someone to voice a race car who survives a horrific crash, they chose the man who already had. Pixar asked Niki Lauda to voice the king in the German version of Cars. The King's Crash was written by Pixar. Lauda's was written by Life. In 1976...
So the only thing that I found confusing is the this was written by, and so like it's a clever copywriting technique that you used, but it creates a little bit of clutter mentally, right? If you said it's because of something that he experienced, or it's because of the most traumatic. They asked him to voice the king in the German version because, and it's all because of the most traumatic event of his life or something like that. And then people are curious about that first, and then you take them through the story and they stick around through your storytelling. But yeah, I like it if it's in writing, but for shorts, you were a little too clever, and you're going to have a problem with that. Especially for all of you that are writers. The more clever you are, the worse shorts creator you are. Because you try to do things that are clever and cool and that you like, and it ends up not translating. Okay, so you didn't ask anything, but I don't have anything to really give you here then. It looks like a meme that's overdone, sort of, but new Minecraft speedrun world record. I don't know, it doesn't feel credible. I don't know. It doesn't feel real. Like, I don't believe it as soon as I see it, I guess. If somebody really did this and they were super stoked about it, I don't think that they'd be showing this dude, right? It's difficult. Like, all I would do is look up Minecraft speedrun and then see how they presented it and then do that, okay? Since you didn't ask anything, I gotta move on. Number 25. How do I make videos more entertaining? Okay, let's see. Okay, so first, there's no way I'm gonna... How many dummies can To-Do's Black Flash kill? Yeah, the text is too small. So if you really... Hold on. Yeah, I'm having a tough time looking at what you want me to look at. I would zoom in first of all on your gameplay because it's so small, and then how many dummies can this name To-Do's Black Flash kill? I would make that 2 lines so it's easier to read on shorts because you can make it bigger. But yeah, this is way too small. Everything is too small, and then you need a counter when you go, like up at the top left, 10, 100, 1,000, and then if you want, you make like a little segment, like 10, 100, 1,000, and then you highlight the one that you're on, and then you cross it off, and then you highlight the next one, and that way people understand what is upcoming, and that works for every niche. Number 61, one of the most recent ones. My name is Anton.
while hiking outside, I found this case of some sorts, and
This is awesome already. What a hook. Okay, I don't know what it is, but you got me.
I came here and gave it a quick little wash, and I'm gonna see what's inside of it. I have not opened this thing.
Oh my god, dude, great hook.
See what's inside of it.
Oh my god, what an asshole. I understand why you disabled the comments. Yeah, so, I mean, that teaches anybody that wants to, like, any closed case, any box, those create massive hooks. Like, just anything that you have to reveal is a good hook. So think about your niche, and what can you hide behind something or in something, and then reveal it. And if you do metal detecting, it's obvious, right? Like, you're hiding something in the ground. Like, what are you going to find? And it's the same when you do garage sale hunting like Gary Vee does. But yeah, like, what's your version of that? Think of it. Excuse me. Since that was so clever, I gotta be honest, man. I don't know if you do it for all of them. Do you? Okay, I have to say something. It's like you understand the concept of a good hook. And so what you discovered here can actually make you a viral YouTuber if you keep it up. You just kind of like, you do whatever you want on YouTube, and that's fine. That's cool. But just know that you struck gold here, even though it was a joke. And so when you reveal what something like that is, it's got to be inherently interesting or people drop off. But yeah, just keep that in mind if you ever want to take it seriously. All right, skipping to the next one. Number 23. Wasn't that a movie?
This guy was driving home from a job interview when the storm hit, and his heavy truck was flipped all the way over. You saw it and tried to drive fast or hide under a bridge, but bridges act like narrow wind
This is so fast. It's like very difficult to follow.
tunnel. When the wind is squeezed,
Like, just like slow the camera down a little bit.
this guy was
It's like your issue is that you built such a cool, intricate scene and you want to show so much of it, but like, don't.
driving home from a job interview when the storm hit, and his heavy truck was flipped all the way over.
Like, for instance, when you go inside, it's like the camera goes forward to show more of the storm and then it goes backward. No reason to go forward. In fact,
I was driving home from a job
like, no reason to zoom in on him very much.
interview when
Like,
the storm hit, and his heavy truck was flipped all the way over. You saw it and tried to drive fast or hide under a bridge, but bridges act like narrow wind tunnel. When the wind is squeezed through the
yeah, honestly, it's just sloppy camera work. And that happens when you don't know how to do the what's it called? Like, it's set on Bezier, and it needs to be set on linear, and then you can like actually craft the speed and how fast it goes and the things that you show. But like, when it comes to my camera stuff, I always go to like one thing, slowly pan in. Next thing, slowly pan in. And so like, push in. And like, that's it. That way people can register what the fuck they're looking at before you move away. And you aren't giving people time to do that. And I think that that's like your biggest issue. That's it, because the rest of it seems fine. One sec, I need to understand.
The wind is squeezed through the tight gap under a bridge. It is forced to move much faster. This rapid movement causes the air pressure
like, that was the time I was able to breathe when you're explaining this.
to drop, creating a powerful
Because it wasn't whipping me everywhere.
suction force that pulls in lethal junk and fires it at you like a cannon. Instead, if you're stuck in your car, keep your seatbelt on and duck below the
Yeah, so keep in mind the viewers perspective. Like, in my head, I would think, all right, what's the best way that the viewer, or the best way to keep somebody from getting sick or whatever? And so I would show the camera starting out inside the guy's car, and then it would go out, and then it would pan over to the tornado, and then the truck would go up. And you would say, well, I want to show all these things. I want to show the inside of the car. It looks more impressive. Maybe it does, but you lose clarity the whole way. And my way, though it's not as visually impressive, it tells a better visual story. Especially when you can go back to the other guy, and then you can start pushing on him as he enters the bridge. So you have like a wider angle, it's slower, but it's easier to visually process. And so that's it. I wish I had come up with that advice for other people, because a lot of people have this issue. But this is the first time I was able to articulate it. And it's because I had an example in my head.
This guy was driving home from a job interview when the storm hit, and
So, you said do conflict radius real? It is real, but I mean, it seems like an original story, right?
Full suction force that pulls in lethal junk and fires it at you like a cannon. Instead, if you're stuck in your car, keep your seatbelt on and
Okay, now I don't understand.
duck below the windows to hide from glass.
Oh, I do understand what you're saying, but you started out like a story, and really, the point of this is what to do in this situation. Okay, now I get it, but the way that you started that, I didn't understand. It just sounded like a story.
Guy was driving home from a job interview when the storm hit, and his heavy truck was flipped all the way over.
If you say something like, here's what you don't want to do, like, if you started out that way, then I understand what's going on. The channel name is How to Alive, and so now I get it. Now I understand the theme here. But, yeah, you started with a story hook, but you're actually teaching, and so that's gonna clash. You might get people that are just genuinely interested because of the visuals, but you want comprehension, full comprehension. And so that's it, man. That answered all the questions. Let's continue going. What? Okay. Oh, shit. I lost track of what the hell I was doing. Number 58. Guess I'll pause it until it's ready. There we go. Okay. Actually, nope, they didn't put their email, so... Next. Okay. Sorry, one sec. Okay. Here we go. Nick Vogel. Put their contact info in the link tree. Okay. So, if I talk about you...
If I talk about you, you're out. 99% of you will pass today. A select few will not. Let's get into round one. If your first name and your last name both start with the letter G, I'm sorry, you're already out. I guess GG's. Round two. If you've already opened the comment section of this video, I'm sorry, but you're out. Round three. If you've ever played the trumpet, you're out. All right, round four. If you've ever had a job at a bank, it's gonna cost you here, you are out. Round five. If you're currently wearing anything that's the color orange, I am so sorry, but you are out. Round six is a family matter. If you have exactly 2 younger brothers, you can thank them here. They got you out. All right, round seven. Check the time on your phone right now. If that time ends in 29, absolutely brutal luck for you. You are out. And finally, round eight. I'm gonna let you choose your own destiny today. So I need you to name a 3-letter word that starts with the letter G. And I'll give you a few seconds here to think. I'll think of mine, and then we'll go from there. You're gonna be out in round 8 if the word you chose was gut. If I talk about you...
Okay. So, really, okay, what you said, this became my most popular short within a week. I make content similar to it, trying to figure out what made it go viral. Well, the inherent curiosity of what all of these are is what made it work. I mean, how viral did it go? Okay, so, yeah, it did okay. So, 379,000. The thing is, something that's so long, the majority of people that, what you're competing with is dopamine of the next one. So, if you're not giving somebody enough dopamine, then the attempt to swipe to the next short that could provide more fresh dopamine, that's what you're competing with. And so a lot of people will just be like, all right, I kind of get the idea, I'm on question 3, but there's probably something better next one. And so even that swipe gives them a little bit of dopamine. And so that's what you're competing with when you have a super long short like this. But your curiosity of what's number 8, I mean, it is what it is. That's what worked. It's kind of like a gamified short. Now, I guess my question to you would be like, what's your goal here? Because this is one of those things that I don't foresee YouTube. I don't foresee it getting advertisers excited to advertise next to unless it is games. And so, oh, you do have more games. Let's see.
I'm in a photographic mood today, so let's play 4 rounds of Wavelength. 16 points is the highest score you can get today. Keep track of your score and let me know how you did at the end. Every hint in today's video will be a picture. Let's get into round 1. All right, we're starting with worst place to swim.
This is interesting.
I'm in a factual mood today, so let's play 4 rounds of Wavelength.
Okay, so one of the biggest hooks here, it's not what you say. What you say is actually kind of boring here. The I'm in a thing mood, nobody cares. But what people do care about, and I'm talking about a new viewer, right? What people do care about is this interesting thing you're holding that has no explanation yet. And so that's the visual hook there. Very, very cool. You might as well be holding, I don't know, an apple that's on fire.
I'm in a competitive mood today, so
I get what you did by doubling down. You thought the hook, that was the hook. And that's typically what people do. They double down. But yeah, so if you want to know what really worked here for these, it's the interesting thing that you're holding that nobody's ever seen before. The more people, you think that, okay, well, I've gotten millions of views with it. Everybody's seen it now. Nope. Not even 1% have seen it because the world is so huge. So if you wanted to double down on anything, it's showing an interesting game niche item that gets people's attention, and then they're like, oh shit, what is that, right? Even different versions of like popular games could work. But what made that one go viral was just you got a list, and so I've seen people try this before, and it's not something I would build a business off of. But it does keep attention. People do want to know if they're out, right? I mean, if we take a look at one that failed, let's go to latest. I know I'm diving more into this one, but this is really interesting. I want to see. This one might be too new. So, 21K. If I talk about you, you're out. Let's see what went wrong with this one.
if I talk about you, you're out. 8 rounds today. Good luck. Round 1, we're looking at first and last initial. If your first name starts with a J and your last name starts with a D, both have to be true. JD, sorry, you're out. Round 2, if you've ever gone on a Carnival cruise, I hope it was worth it, because you're out. Round 3, if you're watching this video because someone younger than you sent it to you.
Okay, I don't know. It seems like a lottery when you do stuff like that, because like the hook was fast enough, so people were already into the game. Yep, the hook was fine. It's just that one seemed to hit more, I guess. So really it comes down to whatever questions you talked about right in the beginning probably caught attention. So what were they again? The JD thing makes me think, okay, well, this is just going to be a bunch of nonsense because like nobody's going to be out, right? But this one,
About you, you're out. 99% of you will pass today. A select few will not.
That's probably it, right? The amount of people that will pass. I mean that probably did it here.
Let's get into round 1. If your first name and your last name both start with the letter G, I'm sorry, you're already out.
Okay, so yeah, then never mind. My theory was wrong. Honestly, I think it was probably the 99% thing. After people get to number 3, then it's sunk cost fallacy. I'm already in. I might as well watch to the end, right? And so if you can get people to question 3, that'll help you. But this one, did you do the 99% thing?
If your first name starts 8 rounds today, good luck. Round 1, we're looking at...
No, okay. So maybe that worked. Maybe that's what did it. Okay, I hope I gave you some info on what works and what doesn't here. I mean, this is... All I'm doing is just giving you a perspective from somebody that's never seen the content. What would get my attention, and that's really all we do here. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more. Number 29. The Dave Tastic shorts. Okay, so you said this has been my best performing, capped around 6K. Engage view was high. Let me just skip past all the number stuff. Yeah, don't say like this video. Don't even worry about that. So clarity is your biggest issue here. The first thing is I didn't understand what was going on at first. So I'm looking at a key, right? My eyes are right here, and then it switches to up here. Now I'm looking at these eyes. Tiny bit of friction, but it did create it because like now I'm not sure what I'm looking at. But if you stayed on the key a little longer, I guess it gave me enough time to read the text hook. I gotta tell you, the text hook being that font, either it's like Rithik or Marvin or something, it makes me realize that it's not a text hook. Like it wasn't added in post. And so what you really want to aim for is make it seem like somebody else added a text hook on top of it, not you. And so the way you do that is by making it look like it was organically added. Do it in the YouTube app after you already made your video. That's the best way I've seen, because like typically viral text hooks they're not decorated. They're very basic. Going to work after a 3-day weekend. And then I'd probably drop off here because it seemed like, oh, that's it. He just throws his keys. Cool. And then when, like, the people that did stick around, when they see this, you don't present it in a phone interface. And so it's not as visually clear. And so you think, oh, well, people are smart enough, they'll connect it. Nope, they're not. They're not. Make it as easy as possible. And, sorry, I can't find my keys, can't make it in. Like, this amount of text on screen right now is way too much. Too much. So at this point, I would get rid of the text hook, and then I would show a phone version of this where it's typed in the phone. And then the twist is funny. No worries, I'll come pick you up. And I would have... Yeah, and then that... Yeah, so this should have stayed in a phone, and then that's the end of the story. The skull and everything is just extra that people don't catch because they already swiped away. And so, I know that was a lot of stuff, but those are all like the immediate things that I notice. You're getting in your own way by trying to decorate. You're trying to make things aesthetically look the way that you think is cool, and it's getting in the way of your clarity, especially visually. Yeah, that's it. And so, outside of those things, like keep those things in mind, I think your next idea will probably hit, right? You got your creative, you got smart ideas, so just keep creating and stop decorating. Don't make it look good. Make it easy to understand. Number 42. This one's called Goal Trap.
The big secret that Cristiano Ronaldo exposed about his son right in front of Messi. At the Ballon d'Or ceremony, Ronaldo and his son were sitting together when Messi walked in. Ronaldo tells his son, "Look who's here. You know him?" Messi comes over with a warm smile and hugs his biggest rival's son. Right here, Ronaldo drops a secret that shocks everyone. He turns to Messi and says, he watches videos of you on the internet all the time, but now he's shy. Imagine your dad is Ronaldo, but you spend your nights
Okay, you diverted from the story there.
Watching Messi videos. What would you do if you were Ronaldo? Let me know in the comments.
Okay, yeah. So keep the story simple. Like, first, let me back up and just say most people can do this very, very easily. And so I don't know how, like, you got to put something in there that really sets it apart. And right now it's an AI voice. It looks like a CapCut everything. The way the text is presented, all the transitions. It's just, it looks like something that most people do, right? And so I would, like, if you took this video and you put it on a different football channel, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I wouldn't be able to tell it was yours, right? And so that's the kind of thing you have to focus on. Make it yours. Add an insight or your opinion or stuff like that. There's so many channels like this, I don't know what to tell them. But yeah, you can find your stories and tell them. Hopefully they don't hit the conflict radius, but yeah, that's all I got for it, man. I'm sorry. There's not much else that I can give because you're not doing anything different than anybody else. As for the scripting and editing, the editing is like, it looks like everybody else's. The scripting, I don't know. Honestly, it didn't, there was nothing new to it, right? You just found a story and then you said the story, and that's okay. I mean, honestly, the beginning would probably have been better. You said it like a title.
The big secret that Cristiano Ronaldo exposed about.
The big secret, right? But instead, you should start with the name. Cristiano Ronaldo said this big secret, blah, 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 blah. And so that brings it into the story instead. But yeah. I know that's a lot. I'm sorry. There's just not much I can say after that.
I found the best hiding spot in Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 3. All you need to do is go to this spot on the map, go into this roof, and then crouch, and you're basically hidden.
Okay, so this is super powerful, but the presentation lacks, right? The fact that you can, like, you kind of clip through the roof, I just found the best hiding spot is huge. I don't know if Chapter 7 Season 3 is super important, unless you were, like, very focused on search-based. But, yeah, so what I would do here is, you ask about the hook and is it good overall? It's the presentation that lacks. That's it. If you go and you watch, just search best hiding spot in Fortnite and look for the most popular short. How did they present it? What did their text look like? Where was it? How many words was it? What did they say? What did they show? And how did they get to the reveal, right? Did they show the map? How long did they show the map? Was it 3 seconds? Because you showed it for way too long, okay? So just, these are the things that, just go, write all this shit down, really observe what worked, and then do your version of it. You've got something special here, something new, do it. Just go copy somebody else, like how they present it, but make it your content instead, and that's it. That's it. That's all you got to do is just model what works, and after you do that several times, you'll realize, oh shit, I know how to make viral content, and you'll start experimenting, and you'll end up doing something that other people want to model, and then you'll be pissed because you're like, oh, people are copying me, but that's the way the world works. You model what works. That's why every business person says it. Success leaves clues. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Went 20 minutes over, but that's cool. Got to figure out this spinner thing. So I appreciate you, and I will see you next Monday. Until then, take her easy. And this is where music plays. Music, music, music plays. Music, yeah. Music. Guess not.
White collar call the shots. Passion is all but violence.